Finishing wood is the final, crucial step that protects your project, but it's also so much more than just a protective layer. It's the moment when all your hard work comes together, transforming raw material into something truly special. The finish is what people see and touch first, and it's what gives your project that professional, polished look. A well-applied finish brings out the natural beauty of the wood, highlighting the grain, depth, and color in ways that raw wood simply can't. It's like revealing the wood's hidden character, making every detail stand out. But finishing isn't just about looks, it's about creating a shield against water, sunlight, dirt, and the daily wear and tear that every piece of furniture or woodwork faces. A good finish keeps out moisture, prevents stains, and helps your project withstand the test of time. A great finish makes the wood grain pop, the color rich, and the surface smooth and durable for years. It's the difference between a project that fades and one that stays vibrant and strong. But achieving that flawless finish isn't about rushing or just slapping on a coat. It's a process that demands patience, attention to detail, and respect for the materials you're working with. Many people focus on building and sanding but neglect the finishing. Big mistake. The finish is what seals in all your effort, and skipping steps or cutting corners here can ruin an otherwise perfect project. A poor finish fails to protect, leading to rot, warping, or discoloration. Over time, even the most beautiful piece can become damaged and unsightly if the finish isn't done right. Fixing a bad finish is always more work than doing it right the first time. Stripping, sanding, and refinishing can be tedious and frustrating, and sometimes the damage can't be fully undone. So what does a good finish look like? It's even, glass smooth and tough, no bumps, bubbles, or sticky spots. It feels as good as it looks, inviting you to run your hand across the surface. This is the mark of true craftsmanship. A flawless finish shows that you care about every detail from start to finish. The difference between a great job and a disaster often comes down to one thing: control. Control over your process, your materials, and especially your environment. You must control your environment. Dust, temperature, and humidity all play a huge role in how your finish turns out. Even a small change in conditions can make a big difference. Even the best products and tools can't overcome poor conditions. If your workspace is too humid or too cold, your finish might never dry properly, or it could end up sticky and uneven. Temperature and humidity can make or break your finish. Too much moisture in the air can cause cloudiness or prevent the finish from curing, while extreme temperatures can lead to cracks or bubbles. Understanding how these factors affect the finish is key. Test panels and careful observation can help you learn how your chosen finish reacts in different conditions. Sometimes the best move is to wait for better conditions. It might be hard to pause when you're eager to see the final result, but patience pays off with a finish that truly lasts. Making it right means starting with the right environment. Take the time to prep your workspace. Use fans, dehumidifiers, or heaters if needed. Don't rush, respect the process, and your project will thank you. That's how you get a finish that lasts, one that protects, enhances, and celebrates the beauty of your work for years to come. Every can of finish lists a recommended temperature and humidity range for a reason. These numbers aren't just suggestions, they're the result of careful testing by manufacturers to ensure the best possible results for your project. Following these guidelines can mean the difference between a flawless, professional-looking finish and one that's riddled with problems. The Goldilocks zone for most finishes is typically between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius, or 70 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit, with humidity levels in the 40 to 60% range. This sweet spot allows finishes to flow smoothly, level out evenly, and cure at the right pace. When you're in this range, you'll notice that the finish spreads easily, settles into a glassy surface, and dries without issues like bubbles or streaks. The chemistry of the finish works as intended, giving you a durable, beautiful result. But stray outside these conditions and problems start to appear. If the air is too dry or too hot, the finish can dry too quickly, making it hard to keep a wet edge and leading to visible brush marks or lap lines. On the other hand, if it's too humid or damp, moisture can get trapped beneath the surface, causing cloudiness, blushing, or even bubbles as the finish cures. Good ventilation is essential to help solvents evaporate, but you want to avoid direct drafts or strong breezes that can carry dust or cause the finish to dry unevenly. Instead, aim for gentle, indirect airflow, like a fan set on low or an open window with just a hint of movement. This helps the finish dry at a steady rate and keeps the surface smooth. If you're working outdoors or in a garage, always check the weather forecast before you start. Sudden changes in temperature, unexpected rain, or a spike in humidity can all affect your results. Remember, it's not just about the moment you apply the finish. The next 24 to 48 hours are critical for proper curing. During this time, the finish is still vulnerable to environmental changes. A sudden drop in temperature or a rainstorm can ruin a perfect finish, causing it to turn cloudy, sticky, or even peel away from the wood. So maintain that Goldilocks zone for the entire curing period. Keep monitoring your workspace and make adjustments as needed to keep conditions steady. Plan ahead, set up your workspace, control the environment, and have a checklist ready. When you take these extra steps, your finish will reward you with a flawless, professional look. Ultimately, controlling the environment means you control the result. With the right conditions, your wood finishing projects will always shine. Take the time to get it right, and your hard work will truly stand out. High humidity is a wood finisher's enemy. Too much moisture in the air slows evaporation, leaving the finish sticky and vulnerable to dust and debris. The most common problem is blushing, a milky haze that clouds the finish and hides the wood grain. This happens when moisture condenses into the wet finish, especially with lacquers. High humidity also weakens the finish, leaving it soft and prone to scratches and imprints. Always check humidity before starting. Use a hygrometer. If it's above 65–70%, don't finish. In a workshop, use a dehumidifier to create your own Goldilocks zone. Running it before and during drying can save your project. Don't risk a weak, cloudy finish. Control humidity, or wait for better conditions. Your patience will pay off. Protect your work by protecting your environment. High heat speeds up drying, but that's not a good thing. When it's too hot, finishes get tacky fast, making it impossible to keep a wet edge. You'll see brush marks, streaks, and bubbles as solvents get trapped under a skin of finish. The wood itself expands in heat, and when it cools, the finish can crack or peel. To avoid these problems, work in the early morning or late evening, or cool your workspace. Never apply finish to hot wood. If it's warm to the touch, wait. Use indirect fans for airflow, not direct blasts. Patience is key. Let the temperature work for you, not against you. A little planning prevents a lot of headaches. Cold weather is just as bad as heat for finishing. Below 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, finishes become thick and hard to spread, leading to brush marks and uneven coats. Curing slows to a crawl, leaving the finish tacky for days and vulnerable to dust. Wrinkling and brittleness are common, and the finish may crack or peel. Always warm your workspace, wood, and finish to the recommended temperature. Use a heater and let everything acclimate before starting. Keep the temperature steady throughout curing. Don't rush. Wait for the right conditions. A little patience ensures a strong, beautiful finish. When conditions are wrong, the results are obvious. Bubbling and blistering mean the finish dried too fast, trapping solvents. Peeling and flaking show poor adhesion, often from damp wood or high humidity. A cloudy, milky look, blushing, means moisture got trapped in the finish. A sticky, tacky surface that never cures is a sign of bad temperature or humidity. These problems can't be fixed with touch-ups. You'll need to strip and start over. Each defect tells a story of what went wrong. The only way to avoid these disasters is to control your environment from the start. Don't gamble with your hard work. Know the signs and know how to prevent them. A flawless finish is always possible. With the right conditions, don't settle for less. Make every project a showcase. The secret to finishing is in the chemistry. Evaporative finishes like shellac and lacquer harden as solvents evaporate. Too much heat and they dry too fast, too much humidity and they blush. Reactive finishes, varnishes, polyurethanes cure through chemical reactions. These reactions need the right temperature to form strong, durable films. Cold stalls the process, leaving a weak finish. Heat accelerates it, causing defects. Humidity can sabotage curing, especially in oil-based finishes, making them soft or rubbery. The right environment lets the chemistry work as intended. Respect the science, and your finish will last. Ignore it, and you'll get a weak, flawed result. The can holds more than liquid, it holds a chemical process. Give it what it needs to succeed. Outdoor finishing is a whole new challenge. You can't control the weather, so you must plan carefully. Never apply finish in direct sun or to hot wood. Wait for shade or overcast skies. Wind dries finish too fast and blows debris onto your work. If it's windy, postpone the job. Check the forecast for a 24-48-hour window of ideal conditions. No rain, no temperature drops, no humidity spikes. Rain or a cold snap can ruin a finish before it cures. Think like a sailor. Watch the weather and pick your moment. Outdoor projects demand patience and planning. The right timing makes all the difference. The secret to a perfect finish is simple: knowledge and patience. Every beautiful piece of woodwork you admire started with someone who took the time to learn and respect the process. Rushing through the steps or skipping important details almost always leads to disappointment. Always read the can and follow the manufacturer's recommendations for temperature and humidity. These instructions are there for a reason. They're the result of years of testing and experience. Even seasoned professionals double-check the label before starting. Invest in a thermometer and hygrometer. Don't guess, know. These simple tools take the mystery out of finishing and help you avoid costly mistakes. Knowing the exact conditions in your workspace is the first step to a flawless result. Avoid the temptation to finish in poor conditions. Humidity, temperature swings, and dust can all ruin your hard work. If the weather isn't right or your shop isn't ready, it's better to wait than to risk a failed finish. If it's not right, wait. Your project will thank you. Sometimes patience means putting your tools down and letting nature catch up. A little extra time now can save you hours of frustration later. Stripping a failed finish is miserable and costly. It's a messy, time-consuming process that can damage your project and your spirits. Avoid this by getting it right the first time. Take your time and do it right the first time. Slow, even strokes and careful attention to detail make all the difference. Remember, quality craftsmanship is always worth the effort. A proper finish protects your investment and adds beauty and value. The right finish not only makes your project look stunning, but also ensures it will stand the test of time. Control your environment, and you guarantee a professional result. A clean, climate-controlled workspace is the foundation of every great finish. Don't rush. Patience is your best tool. Let each coat dry fully and don't be afraid to wait for the perfect moment to continue. The difference between pride and regret is just a few degrees and a little humidity. Small details matter, and being attentive pays off in the end. Make it right, and your work will last. A well-finished project becomes a legacy, something you'll be proud to show off for years to come. Check the conditions and finish with confidence. Preparation is the key to success, and a little diligence goes a long way. You and your project deserve nothing less. Take pride in your work and let your craftsmanship shine for everyone to see.